Hello and welcome back to the show. I'm Dennis Michael Lynch filling in for Steve today on the Steve Malzberg Show. Joining me now is Newsmax Deputy Financial Editor Rob Williams. How you doing, Rob?
Hi, Dennis. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for having me. I'm the rookie. Yep. I'm the rookie. All right, so let's look at it. So the Dow fell 18 points today. NASDAQ went up 9 points. S&P gained a point. I didn't make any money.
I don't think anyone else did today.
It was a slow day, right?
Very slow day. Volumes were light, and there wasn't much movement, really, which does make it hard for a trader to make any kind of money. Usually, they like to see wide swings. Right. It's very hard when the market swings in such a narrow range like it has over the past week. Like the Dow, it fell by 18 points today, but it's only up 20 points in a week, which is not a huge range, really.
But now we had a report out today, which was the retail sales for October.
Yes.
So that didn't get anybody excited?
Well, we did see a big jump, actually, in the market when the number came out, because it was much better than expected.
Really?
Well, it was 0.1% better than expected. People were looking for a rise of 0.2%. They got 0.3%, which was better. But under the hood, people were looking to see how consumers were spending their money. And what seems to be the case is with the recent fall in with oil and gasoline prices, that's right, putting money back in people's pockets that they can then use for shopping and going out to eat.
Instead of paying maybe their bills. Well, that's good because it puts it back into the economy. So, well, then let me ask you a question. If the retail sales were up for October, does that mean that we can basically look at a strong Christmas season this year?
It does portend a good Christmas season. That's what I think everyone is excited about. The market didn't jump at the number today, so maybe a lot of the expectation was kind of priced in for what kind of number we would get today. Yeah, if we look at what happened today, the two areas that were weaker were electronics and appliances somewhat, but they had spiked so much the prior month when the Apple iPhone came out, and you saw people lining up around the block to get their new iPhone, and that really helped sales in September. So
that's a pretty interesting thing you bring up with Apple. A big part of the show today that I've been on is about the president maybe having an amnesty and the fact that there's going to be this new influx of labor hitting the country. And one of the things is that he wants to increase visas in the high-tech area. And the reason why is because businesses like Apple and Microsoft and Google and Facebook all complain that they can't find the right workers. Now, I always fight that, and I fight that because I've been a business guy for 25 years, and I recognize the fact that my profits and my revenue are not going to scale higher if year after year I can't find the right labor. So what say you? I mean, is it a false argument? Is it a real argument? Can your company scale? Can your price scale if you can't find the right labor?
Well, there has been a lot of offshoring of labor, particularly in the tech sector. You do see companies that will have a 24-hour workforce where things get handed off from Silicon Valley to Singapore and to Malaysia, et cetera. And so I would say the tech sector would prefer to have more visas so those workers could be here and be tax-paying members of the United States.
Yeah, but they're also cheaper. They're cheaper, and that's why. So if you get the cheaper labor, your stock price is going to go higher, and that's why these guys are really pushing for that. That's my argument.
Well, that's been the story of U.S. capitalism for the last 5 or 6 years, is that wages have been very depressed. They've actually gone down since the recession ended, which is pretty bad if you think you're making less money than you did during a recession.
So the question becomes, who's going to spend this money at Christmas time? Well, thanks so much, Rob, for coming here today. It's great doing it with you. All right, up next, the best of Give Me Five.